Good afternoon, Canadians. We're going to have a good video today. Some important updates. I tagged Danny Hozack from Economic Education Association. For those of you who know, I attended that almost 2 years ago now, before COVID and everything had hit the fan, so to speak. And I spoke there. Actually, I met Canada's leading experts in nuclear, one of the top professors in Canada, and he had a good talk about nuclear, except for he failed to address, which liberals and conservatives, which are in this post, failed to address Canada and its place in nuclear. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about proliferation. Canada is a non-proliferation country. There are only five countries which are the P5 who are absolute proliferated countries. So I told all of you, all Canadians, I said, Quebec just launched into Bill 96, Nation Quebec. That's what Francois Legault is going into. Justin Trudeau backs him up, says, I will use my federal crown authority as Prime Minister and Canadians, followers, friends, in a minority government to unilaterally amend the Constitution for Francois Legault. They're going to combine crown powers, which we're going to get into taxation, and I'm going to explain it all to you, but Justin Trudeau, Francois Legault combined powers to announce this nation status under Quebec's Bill 96. They don't get a nation status in this world. You can't have unilateral declarations. The P5 wouldn't accept it. So why would Francois Legault go that way? Because they're trying to go through UNDRIP. They're trying to put Quebecois above the First Peoples of Canada. First Nations, a term that Canada and all the politicians use as they've taken the crown for themselves, and they're going to administer a new style of Indian Act, including Quebec and French-speaking Canadians. This is going to minimize First Peoples. It's going to make their lives much, much worse and not address the atrocities, not any way, shape, or form. It's Canada's way of stealing First Nations, First Peoples, human rights, which they steal from Canadians anyway. This is the crown power. But we're not going to go too much into that. I'm just leading off to where we're getting taxation without representation on the same system. All of you, the working Joe Janes in Canada, know all about Canada Revenue Agency, how it works. No matter who you work for, if there's issues with your taxes, the federal government, through Revenue Canada, you have no representation. They come, they administer their rules upon you. They go after you regardless of the situation of the employer, because 99% of the time, the employer falls in the provincial jurisdiction of powers, meaning the province has 100% say over the taxation of businesses, how they operate, as well as they have ultimately control over that civil right. Businesses are a civil right, 100% belonging to the province, unless it's an international registered company that went through the federal process, which is very, very limited. Most 99% of businesses fall in the provincial jurisdiction. When I divide these out, according to the Constitution of Canada, you have Section 91, which gives whoever is the Prime Minister full authority over your personal taxation. Premiers get Section 92, full authority over your corporations, all businesses, and their taxation, as well as all societies, foundations, non-profits. The list goes on and on. Neither 91 or 92 give any power of the people, any rules of governance. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It is the Tea Party from the United States, where it's taxation without representation. In the division of powers, your federal government can tax all of you individual citizens of Canada by any mode, means necessary that the crown power of whomever is elected Prime Minister deems and determines. They will use the power of Governor General to enforce anything. There is no democracy in taxation, no representation. That's federal, against every and all citizens of Canada. The Section 92 in the provinces gives the exact same power to your premiers, and there is no changing that whatsoever. People talk about municipalities. There's a group, they haven't got party status yet. They're saying they're going to. I don't know what the point or where they're doing it, or if they're doing it legally. I don't know. Will I talk with them? Sure, I'll probably talk with them when I get to Quebec, everybody. But friends, followers, Canadians, understand this. Municipalities don't just get to do whatever they want. Agenda 2030, the rest of the UN. This is the federal government influencing municipal politicians. However, those municipal politicians, every single one, in every city, town, village, community registered in Canada, are absolutely under division of powers, right in Section 91 again. The absolute authority falls under every and each premier. 100%, not Prime Minister. All the agendas you're seeing are done with the consent of each and every premier of each province. Section 92, full power over every municipality, community, town, village. Canadians, understand that. It is the individual premiers with the aid of Lieutenant Governor right up to Governor General. That's the back door to Prime Minister. That's all the municipalities have. At the end of the day, the premier, unilaterally, with no democracy, can determine what and when, where, and how municipalities are governed. There are nothing but rules of governance, how to govern for every municipality in Canada through each and every province. Learn your constitution, learn the autocratic absolute power of each premier. Know which rights are being taken, which representation, which division of power is taking advantage of you. They both do it, and sometimes they do it together, just like we see Francois Legault. Second part of this video, everybody. Nuclear. I'm in the nuclear industry right now. Guess what's published, and post this video later tonight after what's called my first jump. I'm going to publish absolutely by Canada's Nuclear Commission, the World Nuclear Commission, and absolutely the P5, which I got answers from France. My last one. I've completed the file on nuclear energy and Canada plus the world. Absolutely. They publish and they place in there the P5 for each and every Canadian. I'm happy that at least a small part of what I've been fighting for a great amount of years. And Danny Hozack, I've tagged you. Anyone can look it up. I spoke about this. I was live in the Economic Forum. I spoke to Canada's nuclear expert. And now I'm happy today to say the work is paid off. The truth is there for all of you. Harper's listed, Trudeau's listed. The P5 can make a difference. The permanent members of the Security Council, when you go to them, Canadians, when you go to them. I've sent many letters. I've asked for help. And yes, I've used social media, predominantly Facebook, to garner as many Canadians as I could in all of these avenues and processes I go through. I'm still waiting for France to respond about Francois Legault and Justin Trudeau. Did Macron support this initiative in the Bill 96? I doubt it, honestly. From what I'm seeing of UK, I doubt very much Macron supported this. I don't think he did. Now, France, they love the French language. They support it. Sure, Bill 101, I'm sure they would support that, but they would never betray the Security Council, put themselves at risk to sponsor Trudeau and Francois Legault. There's no way they would do that. That's what I believe, but we need to get that from France. I need to hear from Macron's administration. I need to hear that absolutely. And how I'm going to do that? Continually put pressure on the remaining P5 members to get that answer from Quebec, just as I did with nuclear. And again, you're all going to see it. So Danny, this is for you and all Canadians, but Danny Hozack, who hosted that event a number of years ago, Canada is giving away their enriched uranium resources to USA. Giving it away. Highly enriched uranium resources to the USA. Other countries too. I'm going to dig into China. They have that China-Sino deal. Everybody, every Canadian, it's published by the Nuclear Association, by the World Nuclear Association, and now by absolutely the P5. Again, the P5. Named at the bottom. Canada had to give it up. They had to say they have no choice. They have to tell you all the truth. I have that. It's screenshotted. Post this video. I'll make that post. And then again, I'll put it in the video because I've run out of time today. It's excellent. But what you all need to know is, no, Canada's not going to be able to go over the commercial capacity, meaning we cannot compete with Macron. We cannot compete with Russia. We cannot compete with the United States of America. We cannot compete with China, UK, any of those P5. Not in the Green New Deal. Not as Canada in the region it is. No matter what we do, we will never be able to compete with those five on any kind of Green New Deal. We will never be able to back up solar, wind, geothermal with our tremendous nuclear capabilities, the highest nuclear capabilities in the entire world by the largest margin on this earth today. That's Canada, and that's the sad reality. Harper sold us out, Trudeau's selling us out. This is back to the liberal conservative deal, betraying all Canadians. Rape, pillage, and plunder what's called the boat people and the canoe people, which are the First Peoples. You're being tricked. The Crown land will be utilized for foreign countries. Is it their fault? No. It's our fault. We, the people, like I did with this nuclear, is you have to go to the P5. It takes all of you. Don't focus on Canada's courts. Don't focus on Canada's human rights. Don't focus on international organizations not assigned by the P5. Doesn't matter. Everybody in the world generally, almost everybody, is a UN citizen. Almost all countries of this earth are UN states. Sure, they can talk in General Assembly. Sure, they can oppose agendas, ideas, and they can use all kinds of money from the people of those countries to push their ideas. But at the end of the day, it is your country and your sovereignty, Canadians, that says in real world binding law, you have a right to say no. You have a right to push your own agenda, what's best for you. This is the greatest gift of the UN. But politicians exploit it. They lie, cheat, and steal. It's not just Canada, but Canada leads on this action. Why? Because they remain an illegal colonial power. That's the truth. They use a crown stolen from King George VI in the name of Queen Elizabeth II, who does not subscribe to any of it, never has. And she is blamed over and over and over again. And it's not her. UK is coming on board with this. They're realizing the gross injustice. Australia has its problems, but not nearly as bad as Canada. When we broke from UK, we didn't get the work finished. We didn't get any constitutional amendment. There is no we, the people, no supremacy of nothing. We give absolutely our sovereignty away, which the politicians love. It gives them a free check to sign, a blank check, giving away everything from every Canadian. Liberals and conservatives ultimately have done this to Canadians over and over with the Crown because they're the only ones to hold it since 1952. It was tremendously unfortunate. King George died within months of removing UK from Canada officially, absolutely, according to the UN Charter and according to our allies. They didn't go back. They didn't read Governor General, Lieutenant Governor as it's defined in Canada today, right now, as it has been for our entire history. Third thing I'm going to talk about, everybody, is what's going on this weekend. I've promised Vaughan. Sunday I'm going to Vaughan, going to speak there for everybody. I promise that. I can't commit to Saturday yet. I don't know my work schedule. I don't know what's going on. I'll know tonight, but I don't want to commit to the other rallies on Saturday because I just don't have the energy. I work nights. If I do that, I'm going to wreck Vaughan. I also have tremendous work to do with First Nations this weekend, Sunday, Monday. That's going on with Zooms. I'm working with a number of groups. I have a First Nations coming to help me this weekend. We're working on that file. Another thing that has to be done. There are many, many things that are getting done all at the same time. That's life. That's what we do. As we get this party done and I get across Canada and get it cemented, we will have our directors of areas. That will come. But it's not today and it's not yet because we're just not there. This is my weekend thus far. If it changes, if I get tomorrow off, we'll see. But to get up with only 3-4 hours of sleep, drive out and start doing rallies, I will be wasted by Sunday and I won't have nothing to really give or contribute in a proper fashion. That's life. That's life of the working class. Thanks, everybody. Share, share, share. Tremendous information here for all Canadians. Learn the truth. Canada needs the proliferation in nuclear if we want to be viable. If you want a Green New Deal, no problem. Canada can lead on the Green New Deal. We could. Alberta can be strong. The West can be strong. The East can be strong. All of Canada can be strong. We could lead in electric production. We could lead in batteries. We could lead in so much more with nuclear. Just as strong in Canada as our oil industry. We'll see. We'll see what's what and where our politicians are going to go. But already, their pants have been pulled down. Harper, you're busted. Trudeau, you continue on Harper's coattails. You're busted. You're both busted. The world has spoken up. How are you going to continue forward in this grievous lie? And maybe you control media, maybe you control all of it. But when a truth is right there in front of you and the world powers print that truth, even your own government institutions, your administrations are forced, armbarred to tell the truth. I will share that truth. And then what? Then what? You're just going to keep producing the media in your own narrative? At some point, the world's going to go, wait a minute, Canada. You can't keep lying to people like this. We don't want to be a part of a country in any kind of relationship that is an absolute liar and fraud. And that's our political party system here. Goes across all aisles. They've enjoyed it for a tremendous amount of decades. While the rest of the world works to get away from that, Canada only cements it worse and worse. That's the truth. We can change all that. One federal election. CCP, Canadian Constitutionalist Party, in a minority government. 32 degrees. I'm sweating here in my truck. It's time to go. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.